So here's our two-face mask. Woo, here's my other face. We can just lock it in place. See how I just had that? That's what these little tabs here are for. Okay, I printed out all the pieces. There's 6 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pages for the double pop Halloween mask. And I've printed them on just regular cardstock. You could use any color you want, but you want to be able to see the lines, the template lines. Let's talk about what we got here. All right, so there are 2 types of lines, right? We have the dotted line. That means there's a fold line, and we're gonna score that. And what do we use when we score? We typically use like a big old paper clip and a ruler, or I use also knitting needles. And then the bold black solid lines are for cutting. Snip, 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 snip. And you can use scissors if you want, or you could also use a craft knife like this if you're real careful. But be careful, it's sharp, it's sharp. I have almost had one of these like roll off my table and embed itself in my leg before, or feet. So I always like, jump away, woo, jump away, get out of the way. So just be careful with really sharp tools like this. So for scoring, okay, so let's do that first. I always say do all the fold lines first, right? So let's move in here, get a little closer. Let's get close up. Oh yes, now we're going to do the scoring. It's very good. Let's get on close. Very close. Oh yes. This is the paperclip technique. So we're gonna lay our ruler right there, right along that dotted line, right? We're gonna press with the paperclip along that dotted line, just like that. Use some pressure because you want to be able to see. See how you can kind of see that? So that is how you score. So score everything first. Oh, and by the way, these marks here, the gray, that indicates where we're supposed to glue, okay? So we ignore that, that's just for gluing. All right, let's get started getting all our pieces cut and scored. Phew, okay, we cut out all the pieces. We scored all the pieces, right? All right, so here are all of them. But we're gonna start with the main face pieces for our mask. So let's put these pieces out of the way, don't lose any. And we're gonna start with these pieces here first. All right, what do we use when we start gluing? I just use a regular sort of craft glue. This is very similar to Elmer's glue. And we're gonna glue these 2 pieces together, and we're gonna see that this is gonna be a little catch. This is gonna be a catch so that we can open our pop-up mask and it will catch on the right place. So we're gonna match them up just like this. So that's where they're gonna glue together. So let's just use some glue. And remember that like when I use glue, I don't make like a big puddle of it. I try to like sort of paint it in place as much as I can. All right, so I see I've painted it all over, even on the edges, just like that. Not too much, not too much. And then I'm gonna line this up just like this. And see, now watch, I'm kind of moving it a little, watch. See how I'm moving it back and forth? So I'm moving it back and forth because that's spreading our glue. So we're lining it up there. We wanna make sure that it's lined up properly. So it's lined up there, just like that. So now, this is gonna glue between each other. So that's really nice. And I'm also gonna just press it down with my hands on the, yeah. All right, phew. Now, we're gonna turn these over. So this is the front, right? It goes from here to here. We're gonna turn it over on the back side, and we need to glue these pieces in place. And you're gonna wanna make sure that these markings are showing on the back. So let's do the same. And you're gonna see that this little hole here is gonna match up just like before, basically making our mask a little stronger so that we open and close it. It doesn't like warp or anything like that. So there we go, there's that piece. And we're gonna line it up just like this. And remember what I did? See, I kind of move it around a little. Line up the edges, press it. Yeah, press it down just like that. Okay, there's one side. And we got one more. This is gonna go just like this. And you're gonna see that little hole there too. That's where we're gonna have a little ribbon so we can get it around our head. All right, so what do? We paint our glue in place very carefully and then press it right in place. Line up everything, see how it lines up? Just like that. And it's okay if it's not completely perfect, okay? That's what the back side's gonna look like. And this is what our front is gonna look like. All right, so we've got our base for our mask. See, there's gonna be two different types of pops that go on top. Alrighty, so let's get started with this side of our pop-up mask. We're gonna pick these pieces, okay? So these are the pieces. So we've got these two pieces that are small. We've got this one that looks like these big fangs. These are gonna be giant tusks. These are gonna be the horns on the top of our monster head. And these are gonna be some other horns too, because you know, when you're making a monster, you gotta have lots of, you know, scary, sharp parts, right? That's what a monster is. So let's start with this piece here. Okay, so these pieces are all gonna glue together first. You know what, let's pre-fold. So we're just gonna pre-fold some of these. All right, so those are all pre-scored and they fold really easily along our dotted lines. And there we go, and there we go. So they're all ready. Let's turn this big piece over. And what I do a lot of times is I make key-in spots so I know exactly where a piece goes. So see how it keys in right there? Now that's where that piece will go, right there. So let's put a little glue on that gray area, just like that. And we're gonna glue it into place. See how it lines up? Don't glue that edge over the fold. You want it right before the fold. See how that is? Okay, there's one side. Let's do the same for this. So we're gonna put a little glue right here. All right, whoa. And we're gonna glue this in place. Just like this. All right, those are glued in place. So, here's one side. So there's our fangs and horns. Okay, we're gonna add the teeth and stuff and the horns also on this other monster face. So let's pre-fold this piece. This is gonna be part of the nose. So let's put glue on glue tab B here and glue tab A here. So this is A and this is B if you look on the templates. And they just glue right on top. Just like that. That makes like a tinted layer. So see, I'm just gonna close it. Should close real nice. Look at that. There we go. There's our little nose. Okay, next up, we are gonna glue tab E and F in place. Let's pre-fold. This is the upper jaw. So teeth, ow. And see how I folded those under? All right, we're gonna put some glue right here and some glue right there. Perfect. All right, and watch, I'm just gonna close. Let's glue this tab E into place, just like that. Just fold it over. Perfect. Just like that, folds over. All right, now watch what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna put this down like that. See, this piece here has already got glue on it. It's gonna fold it over and it's gonna find the exact place where it's supposed to go. See, it went exactly in place. Oops, and I didn't hold it down fast enough. All right, so there's part of our monster face. And what we got left is this piece, and we're gonna glue it the same way. So these fold under, G and H. We're gonna fold the center out like that. And then we put a little glue on the gray areas, just like that. Make sure you don't go over that. Don't use too much glue. See how this tab fits that shape exactly? Just like that. Right there. Oh, this is gonna be a cool mask. What I love about making like masks like this or making, you know, Halloween crafts, like I like a little surprise. So rather than just make, you know, just a regular paper craft mask, I thought it'd be cool that this mask will transform between two different faces. All right, so it's glued into place. There's one face. Let's see what happens. Whoa, monster face 2. And you know what these little tabs are for? These are to lock it into place. Look at it like that. Okay, cool. Now we gotta turn it over. Lastly, we gotta put these pieces on. And they're kind of weird, but they're gonna go kind of like this. All right, so we're gonna fold them, pre-fold them, and we're gonna use some glue, and this triangle here, we're gonna attach to itself, so watch. Just gonna glue it, pinch it together like that. And these two pieces are identical, and we're just gonna fold these tabs in. They have the same, so see that? There's one. Let's do the second one. Okay, now we're gonna pull down our mask and let's glue these stabilizers in place. S right here. And just glue, see it's the same shape? It's gonna glue just like that in place, just like that. And next, we're gonna glue T in place right on top. So T goes here, and then these right here. T. U. And V, right, like that. Your templates will be right, even if my lettering is wrong. They will all say TUV. So there goes T, and then U, and then V. And if they aren't perfectly in place, it's fine, as long as we're close on the back. This part where no one's gonna see the back, and see what it does is it stabilizes our mask. So we're gonna do the same thing on the bottom. So again, all right, here we go. Look at that. It's all dried. We've got our nice stabilizers in the back, and it can switch between this and this for our mask. So we can decorate it. It's time to decorate. You can use markers or crayons or colored pencils or even colored paper to add onto the outsides. I guess you could use glitter and stuff like that too if you wanna. Just gotta make sure it dries before you flip it over to your other pop. So let's get decorating right now. Woo! All right, here we go. We finished decorating our really cool pop-up mask. And I added some yarn through the little holes on the side. So you're gonna see that there's little holes, and I just tied it through on both sides so we can tie it around our face. And that's it. Oh, and if we want to activate one, surprise everybody and go, woo, here's my other face. So here's our two-face mask. We can just lock it in place. See how I just had that? That's what these little tabs here are for. And we can wear it either way. Look at that. We got little eye holes, a little mouth hole. Oh, everything. So I love Halloween, and I hope you've enjoyed this Halloween craft, making this two-face pop-up mask. I'm Matthew Reinhardt, and thank you for joining me. Hey, I just want to say, if you have any ideas for future crafts, please let me know in the comments below. If you got some things that you'd like us to make, that would be really fun. I'm always open to it. Be sure to hit like and subscribe down below, because that helps me, keep on making time for all these extra paper crafts and all kinds of other art projects that we're gonna do in the future. So this is Matthew Reinhardt saying, stay crafty and keep it poppin'. See you next time. Bye-bye.